What is poppin', y'all? It's your girl Queen and I'm back with another video. Alright, you guys, so we have a story time today. As y'all can tell from the title, what we are about to get into today is about to get a little crazy. So let me go ahead and tell y'all, if you are a family member, I don't care any type of family member, if you are related to me in any type of way, if you are a grown-up or older person that used to watch me back in the day, this video is not for you, so go ahead and click up off of this right now. I'll wait. Alright, you guys, so let's start with what has happened. So this happened with me losing my virginity, you guys. So I'm not sure if he didn't believe me or what, but y'all, I had to go to the emergency room. I had to go to the emergency room. So let's just get down to it. So I was dating this person, y'all. It's my first real boyfriend ever. We were dating or whatever, and it ended up getting to that. So let's do a little backup. A little background. How we met was he knew my people knew his people. So they basically grew up together. We went to a church that the church that I grew up at, I got baptized at and everything, you guys. So we ended up meeting each other through our families. We were hanging out, talking, texting and stuff, getting to know each other. We both thought each other were cute, of course, so we ended up starting to talk and date. As time progressed, I would go over his house. So I went over his house a couple of times before this even happened, y'all. If y'all hear my son crying in the background, he is okay. Trust me, he's 3 years old and he wants to be in my skin. And really, he needs to be taking a nap right now, so don't worry about that. I went over his house a couple of times, you know. I would talk to his mom and his dad. Of course, I knew them. Just growing up in the same church, we grew up in the same church. They were like, oh my God, you're so pretty. I can't believe y'all talk now. You know, just letting us be us. And they knew my family, so they would allow me to like go upstairs and stuff. So mind you, the first couple times that I went, we didn't do nothing. I would go upstairs, you know, while he would get dressed, or if, you know, I would just go upstairs, we would be chilling, hanging out. Or if he was playing the game or anything like that, I would just be in there chilling. We ended up going to the movies this day. We ended up going to the movies on a little date. We went to the movies and we were hanging out or whatever. So mind y'all, we don't live in the same area, but we used to travel a lot. So my dad was in the military, but we used to go home a lot, like during the summer, stuff like that. We used to go home a lot. We went on a date and we ended up going back home. When we got home, nobody was home, y'all. Nobody was home. So we started watching a movie, hanging out, talking, laughing, chilling, or whatever, and it was time for that time, right? So we had already been talking about it or whatever, and I had told him previously that I still had my B card. I was not experiencing any of that. I've never done anything. I had recently just had my first kiss and everything like that, you guys. I have always been behind. I've always been very behind when it comes to that type of stuff. Like grown-up stuff, my mama sheltered me a lot. Like a lot. It was a lot of shit that my friends knew about that I had no idea. I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't thinking about that shit because I just wasn't around that. I was the oldest sibling in the house, so I mean, he knows basically what I know. I'm teaching him and I ain't teaching him shit because I don't know myself. It ended up coming down to that time, y'all. So it's that time and I'm so nervous, y'all. I'm shaking in my boots. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck going on. So that time happened, it comes, right? So that time, and I'm just so shooketh. And y'all, I don't have to go into too much into depth about the feeling and all that stuff. You know, like the first time, it's like, what the fuck? Like, ouch. It comes to that time, we are, you know, yeah, it does not feel comfortable to me. Like I said, I feel like he did not believe that I was new to this, that I've never done this before until it was that time. I'm not sure exactly what happened, y'all. I cannot remember exactly what happened, but something went completely wrong. Now, I don't know. Now that I'm thinking back to it, maybe he still had his V card too, y'all, because how does this happen? Well, as we're getting into it, I just completely start, like, I don't want to say the word, but like just, and it's like, I didn't hear nothing. Like, I know my friends would tell me, you're going to hear something go pop. I didn't hear nothing. I just knew I wasn't enjoying it. It didn't feel like it just, you can tell I've never done this shit before. It was uncomfortable. I started everywhere. He runs to the bathroom. He runs to the bathroom. He gets a towel. He puts it underneath me. He's like, oh, it should stop in a minute. So he was like, damn, you really aren't. Like, you've never done this. And I'm like, I told you, no, I've never done this. So he's like, it should stop in a minute. So I'm holding it. So maybe, it will stop. Y'all, the shit did not stop. It stopped for just a minute. It stopped for long enough because he was like, all right, so he was helping me put my clothes back on, y'all. So as he's helping me put my clothes back on, I'm putting I had like a knot of a roll of paper towel, and I just put it in there, and I was like, just in case, something happened, it can catch it before I get home. Cause where I was finna go to, my auntie's house was right on the road. He calls his homeboy, like it's that bad. He calls his homeboy, he like, can you come over? Can you ride with me so we can take, they used to call me Netta, to take Netta home. She bleeding. Like, he kind of like freaking out a little bit. I'm freaking out, but I'm like, maybe like this is just the part of it. So he said it'll stop, so it's gonna stop. We get in the car, shit start to slow down just a little bit, y'all. As soon as we make it to the house, it just went everywhere, y'all. It went everywhere. I started to feel like lightheaded, but I'm like, let me get upstairs. So he was like, you okay? You need me to walk you upstairs? I was like, no, because I already got to think about what I'm finna say. I don't want to get embarrassed. So I was like, I'll call you whenever I get situated. I'm walking up the stairs, y'all, and I know they had to see all that blood. They had to see all that stuff on my pants, y'all. So I go to the bathroom, and I'm like, let me hurry up and go to the bathroom. Let me take a bath. Hopefully, okay, my auntie was right there. My grandma, I don't know where my mom was at this point right here, but she wasn't there. But I know my auntie and my grandma and maybe my cousin was sitting in the living room. So I'm hurrying up, going to the bathroom. I'm like, if they see something on my pants, they'll probably think, like, I just started my cycle. So I try to hurry up and go to the bathroom. So I'm in the bathroom, y'all. I turn on the shower, y'all. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out why nobody came in automatically. I'm thinking it's because they really thought that, okay, yeah, she probably started her cycle. She can get in the tub. I'm getting in the shower. I turn on the shower, y'all. Boom, boom. I fell out, y'all. I passed out. Everybody started running in the bathroom, y'all. Everybody ran. My mom had I had just got a tattoo, y'all. I had just got, I didn't just get this tattoo. I think it was probably like a year old now. I had got a tattoo, but my mom had gave me a speech basically saying, don't let Granny see your tattoo, because I don't want her to know that you got a tattoo yet. I want to tell her myself and just stuff like that. I just don't want her to see. Just wait. So whatever you do, make sure you cover up, Child, she come in the door. The first thing I'm thinking about, okay, I just passed out. And I know it's because I'm losing a lot of blood. I'm losing so much blood, y'all, at this point. Sorry, I just said the word now. Hopefully I can say that word. But I'm losing a lot of it at this point. The first thing I'm thinking about is, damn, she finna see my tattoo. So I'm like this, y'all. So my tattoo's right here, y'all. This is my tattoo. So I'm leaning down, trying to be like, okay, I don't want her to see my tattoo, child. At this point, I done passed out again. Y'all. Blood just coming through. Blood coming all out. It's just everywhere. It's just everywhere, y'all. They helping me. They're like, what happened? You okay? What's going on? Da, da, da. And I forgot exactly how I ended up telling them, y'all. But I was just like, I lost my V card, cause I'm in and out of consciousness, y'all. So I was like, I lost my V card, and they was like, oh my God, hurry up, get in the shower. So they helping me shower, get all that stuff out. My auntie gave me one of them big old overnight pads that you get after you have a baby or something. She got me one of those. They got me all suited up, ready to go. They called my mom. Yes, my mom wasn't there, so they called my mom. They call my mom. They like telling her what's going on. I'm still kind of in and out, and so I'm not really knowing what's going on. But I also really don't care. I'm just ready to go to the emergency room or whatever I gotta do because I'm feeling so weak right now. At this point, they call my mom. My mom hurries up. She get there in no time either. I guess she went down the road. So she gets here. She like, why you didn't tell me? Da da da. Just having a conversation with me and was like, this is just so embarrassing and just just whatever. So she like, this is so embarrassing. How come you didn't have a talk with us? You didn't have a talk with you about? What was I supposed to be having a talk with you about? This is something that I should have already known. I love my mama, but I needed to know. I need when your kids get into high school, well, kids now when they get into junior high and middle school shit, y'all need to start having a talk with them. But especially like in high school, you gotta have that talk. You can't just expect the streets or experience to teach them. I'm just like, okay, like I'm listening, but at the same time, I'm like, I just feel so weak. Just please get me to the emergency room. So we get in the car, y'all. We get in the car. We go to the emergency room. They letting them know what's going on. My mama she embarrassed. She disappointed in me, but you can tell at the same time, it's like she's feeling bad. But my auntie is the main one that's making sure I'm good. You know, she's taking me in. She took me in the room. I passed out in the room, y'all. There was like, all I heard the nurse say, she was down. It looks like she's losing color. So they let me down. I pass out again. I come back to life, y'all. So my mom comes in the room and she like, you all right, baby? And I'm like, yes. I was like, yes, ma'am. Y'all. So after I get back to life and they do all the procedures and everything they needed to do, they check for whatever they check for, all that stuff. So after they did my checkups and everything was good, y'all, the nurse started checking me. My auntie started checking me. Like, everybody just started laughing. They was like, damn, what happened? They was like, it's rare that you see some stuff like this happen. So I'm laughing. And then I ended up texting him, just letting him know that I was good. I ended up having to go to the emergency room. He was like, do you want me to come? Where do you, just checking on me and stuff. But I was just like, no. Like, I was so embarrassed. Two, it was just like so much. Like, it was so much going on. I could tell my mom was disappointed in me. I really wanted to have a talk with her, but I'm just like, I'm embarrassed. This is a lot. So we're walking out of the emergency room, and they get to checking my ass again. They was like, damn, what did they call him? They was like, you must have had with King Kong. They was like, you must have had with King Kong or something. And I was just laughing or whatever, y'all. So that is my story time. That was short and sweet, but yeah, that's what happened. Losing my V card sent me to the emergency room. So if you guys have any story times like that, or not even just losing your V card, if something crazy has happened to you where maybe you had to go to the ER, anything like that, after trying to be an adult or anything like that, y'all let me know down in the comments below. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. My name is Queen. For my newbies, what it do, boo? For my OGs, I love y'all so much. Thank you guys so much for your continual support. My son is at the door, so that means it is time to go. That's why we gotta make these story times. So I love you guys. I thank you guys so much. I love you guys, and I hope you guys have an amazing weekend, because it is the weekend now. For the people that are in the South, y'all please be safe. On the East Coast, in the South, please be safe. Let me let y'all know something real quick. I caught myself speeding, or not speeding, but going the speed limit, because I was like, ain't no snow out here, we good. Child, I must have slid over, and I was like, all right, time to go home. It was my time to go home. So y'all make sure y'all be safe out here, because that ice is really sticking to the ground, okay? All right, so y'all be safe. I love y'all so much.